Hey there folks, Aldershot here, and today we're gonna do a vlog, which is something we haven't done for quite some time now. I have to say, not since we've returned from our hiatus, which was almost a month long, which I do definitely apologize for, but we are back as you can see. And we are active, which is good, of course. I was really busy during that time, and I kind of felt like I needed a little break, but I'm rejuvenated now, I guess you could say, and I definitely got the old YouTube spirit back. So there you go. I am back. I am active. I'm producing videos and all that kind of good stuff. So I'm really thankful for everyone who has stuck with the channel during the hiatus, and it's definitely highly appreciated. It's actually a little touching. I definitely want to thank everyone for staying with the channel, and I want to welcome all the new subscribers since we've returned, of course. Welcome. Hopefully you will enjoy your stay, and you have any recommendations or suggestions for the channel, feel free to let us know. We'd love to hear from you guys, of course. Anyways, now that we've returned, we've started a Let's Play series on Grimrock 2, Legend of Grimrock 2, which is turning out to be a very interesting adventure RPG, I must say. I played a little bit of the first Legend of Grimrock without getting too far. It was just kind of, sort of checking out what it's all about. But I have to say, the second one I'm really enjoying. They definitely improved on the visuals significantly. It's so polished. It's a gorgeous looking game right now, and it has pretty interesting mechanics to boot. It's definitely old school is what I would say. Definitely check that out if you haven't already, and if you have, watch our Let's Play series and help me out, because the series is completely blind. I am playing it with you guys. This is the first time going through the game, so I'm a complete noob, so you get to see me kind of derp around. Hopefully you guys are enjoying that. Some of you guys have already offered some suggestions for the game, which I'm very grateful for, and I'm definitely going to implement. Alright, so there you go. Anyways, moving on, we've also launched our Steam group, and with that, our Steam curation page, which is fantastic. It's a huge success, much more successful than I initially anticipated. In our first day, we've garnered over 70 members, which is mind-boggling to me, because this is a relatively small channel, right? And since its conception to the time of this recording, we're at about 104 members right now, which is fantastic. A lot of the members, admittedly, are friends from my Steam friends list who I've invited personally, and many of them have graciously accepted my invitation from what I've seen. And again, I'm hugely thankful for the support, of course. It means a great deal to me, and it's completely caught me off guard how large the group has grown in such a short time. I have a lot of high hopes for it. I already have some ideas for events. I see some people talking about Counter-Strike, actually. Beef Patty, I think is his name, or something like that. I forget his username, but he's actually a friend I know in real life, and he plays a lot of Counter-Strike. He's always asking to play Counter-Strike, so I'm thinking about doing a Counter-Strike event soon. Maybe the start of next month or something like that. I don't know. If you guys have an idea for a date that you guys would want to do this, let me know in the Steam group, and I'll do my best to make it happen. I'll have to find a server that we can play on, of course. Or apparently someone told me it's all matchmaking now. I don't know how it works. I haven't played Counter-Strike for a long time, to be completely honest, but I will be happy to host an event so we can play with fellow viewers and gain enthusiasts alike and all that kind of good stuff. So look forward to that. And our curation page is doing fairly well. We don't have a whole lot of followers right now. I definitely would love to see more followers on our curation page. But it's quite extensive, you know. We're getting close to 100 games on that list, if not over already. I don't remember. But yeah, it's just a collection of games that I've played in the past and enjoyed, you know. So, you know, I like I said in the Steam update video, I can only cover so much on the YouTube channel. But the great thing about the curation page is that I can recommend a whole bunch of games in a very short span of time, which makes it a lot more extensive even than our YouTube channel. Of course, the YouTube channel is a lot more informative and probably a lot more valuable when informing you on potential game purchases, but as a quick look sort of guide, I think our curation page could prove useful, especially now that Steam is doing some sort of Explorer sale or something like that, and especially with the way the Steam's front page is kind of convoluted and quite confusing ever since the new update. Yeah, hopefully this curation page will help you find those good games at a good price much more effectively than the Steam storefront. I honestly think the Steam sale is just sort of a makeshift beta for their obvious upcoming Christmas sale, because you know, they do have a new front page layout and new features like the curation thing that I was talking about, and because of all that, I think they're trying out how they should lay out their storefront based on sales and based on all these new metadata that they're collecting through curation and recommendations and all that sort of stuff. So I think that's why it's so confusing and hard to navigate right now. I'm expecting that the Christmas sale will look a lot better, a lot more organized, and a lot more useful as far as the storefront's concerned. Like, I'm getting suggestions for games I've already owned, and 80% of the suggestions are games I've already owned, given I do have a fairly large game library, but you know, it's no need. It's not very useful. Anyways, moving on, speaking of our Steam page, one of our longtime viewers, I think his name is Plane Crashers, yes, definitely Plane Crashers, he recommended me to take a look at a game called Revolver, which, you know, I took a look at it on the Steam page. Definitely looks very interesting. Looks like a game I would definitely be into. I've contacted the developer for a press copy, as I usually do, because I'm pretty poor, and if it wasn't for the generous and gracious nature of the indie game industry and sometimes the AAA game industry, I wouldn't be able to sustain this YouTube channel. So a quick shout out to the indie industry as a whole in general. But anyways, I contacted him. He did actually reply, the developer for Revolver. He didn't seem like he wanted to give me a press copy for whatever reason. That's fine. That's okay, but luckily with the Steam sale, I found it on sale for like half price, which was pretty cheap in the first place, like $5, and now it's half price, so I got it for $2.50, so I figured why not. So you can expect a video of some sort on that game. And I've been talking about a game that I was going to do for a long time called Folktale. One of my personal friends is actually a developer on this game, and I've actually contacted, you know, the studio for a press copy, and they were gracious enough to give me one, and that was months ago, I'll be honest, and I've yet to do a video on it. I feel terrible about it, so I want to address it here. See, the thing is, I played the game, and it's in early access, and it's, to be completely honest, now, again, I played this about a month ago, okay, so things could very well change. I haven't played it since, but it was very incomplete. So I didn't know how to make a video on it, especially considering a personal friend works with the development team. I will definitely make a disclaimer that I know somebody in the development team when I do produce the video. But I do want to address it, and I'm definitely going to do a video on it. I want to take a look at where the game is at now, and I feel it's at a state where I can do a relatively informative impression video on it. I will. If not, I might actually just leave that game until it's officially released in its final form. Over 9,000. Sorry, I had to throw it in there. But so that's basically what's going on with that game, because I know I've been talking about it even before our hiatus, and we still haven't taken a look on Folktale on our channel, so that's a bit unfortunate. Again, I'll take a look at where the game is at now, and if I still feel it's too incomplete to do a video of any value, then I will wait until that game is fully released. Anyways, the final thing I kind of want to talk about in this vlog is some of my friends, my personal friends, have started their own kind of creative, geeky endeavor, which I totally support, of course. Actually, one of the persons I want to talk about, or one group, I guess I could say, is NL Gamers. It's not really new, to be completely honest, but this will be one of the first times I formally addressed this group of gamers that I'm a part of, actually. It started by a friend back home in Newfoundland, Canada, my home province. His name is Brad. Okay, cool guy. Shout out to Brad. And he hosts a blog called NL Gamers, where it's kind of a community blog, where it's a bunch of authors and other geeky creative endeavor people, creative sorts, kind of writes in that blog. Right now it's mostly me that's using it. I post, you know, my impression and showcase videos on that blog, and something that you won't see on my Twitter or on my channel is that I also post my Steam written reviews on those games on that blog as well. So if you want to see the written portion of the impressions that I do, you can check out that blog. They've recently kind of renovated, and that's why I'm kind of bringing them up. They've relaunched, I guess you could say. So you can check that out if you want a little bit more Aldershot video game reviews or impressions or whatever you want to call it. So there you go. And there's other people posting there as well. Hopefully we'll get more people. Actually, we used to have a lot more active writers, but a lot of them, you know, got busy and things happened. It's on a volunteer basis, right? Just for shits and giggles, if you will. And finally, another friend from back home in Newfoundland, Canada. His name is Dan, a very close friend of mine, much like Brad, and we used to play a lot of MTG, or Magic the Gathering, together. Specifically, we played a lot of EDH, or Elder Dragon Highlander, which is a format. It's a very interesting format of Magic. You can Google it. I don't want to go into it in this video. I think I've already kind of dragged this video on long enough. But anyways, he started a very interesting podcast on MTG, on his perspective on the game. He talks about the games he has, talks about the cards and the formats that's available. He talks about what's trending, etc., etc. And the interesting thing about his podcast is where a lot of MTG podcasts do focus on strategy and pros, and hardcore, you know, Magic stuff, I guess you can say. Dan is more focused on the, I guess you could say, the more casual side. Now, don't get me wrong, he's a good player and he's very competitive in nature, okay? But he values the enjoyment of the game over the win factor, I guess you can say. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that share the same perspective. And I feel there's not a lot of podcasts that kind of caters to that audience, and I think Dan's podcast, The Luckiest T-shirt, by the way, is the name, is a very good alternative if you're sort of that kind of player. So if you're into Magic, you know, even if you are a hardcore player and not so casual or whatever, definitely check him out. You know, he definitely has a very good podcast, I guess you could say. I'm entertained by it anyways. Obviously I have my biases, I know the guy, but I think it's good, so check it out if you're into MTG. Anyways, that'll wrap it up for this vlog. Again, you know, huge thank you for you guys for staying with the channel. You know, means a whole bunch, and a huge welcome to any new subscribers as well. And I will see you in our next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Aldershot out.